Today we're visiting the home of Charles and Patty Brown here in Marlow. Welcome to the show, Charles.
It's good to be here. Good to be with you.
Thank
Glad you're here
you.
at our home.
You have a most beautiful home, and I'm always interested in how people are inspired to create their ultimate living space. And you mentioned you draw some inspiration from New Orleans.
We do. We travel a lot to New Orleans and other places all over the world, and we wanted to bring that to Marlow, Oklahoma. That was our goal.
You absolutely, I think, have achieved that. I just love this grand entrance and the ferns hanging up in the balcony. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the wrought iron work is a replica of something we saw in New Orleans. So
excellent. And some of your other travels have brought you to places where you've experienced this really strong connection between the interior and the exterior.
that's right. We have traveled a lot to Cabo, and we have friends who have a home there, and their home is situated where everything from the outside comes to the inside. And that's something we wanted to achieve when you went into our home from the back. You couldn't really do it from the front, but from the backyard, we could bring the backyard inside, and that's what we tried to do.
And I really enjoy how you've achieved that here. So we walk inside, and as soon as you open the door, you're suddenly brought to the exterior space.
Yes, that was the whole idea, to be able to do that.
Well, Charles, I think you've just executed this beautifully. As soon as you come in the door, I imagine in the winter you have a fire here, and it just would draw your visitors right out.
That was the whole idea. When you first walked through, you looked all the way through and saw the fire, and it'd draw you immediately outside if that's where our whatever function we were having, if that's what we wanted people to come on outside. So works very well for that.
And the whole space you've really created to be very functional.
Yes,
So
we
we
wanted a
use this
usable space, but a space that was quiet for Patty and I spend quiet time in the morning and a quiet time in the evening together, and then real functional when we had guests come in, or if we're just cooking out for ourselves. We do a lot of cookouts for ourselves.
Yeah, well, and I think that the landscape here really plays into that tranquility.
The landscape, the tree canopy, and just the wind moving through or the air moving through the trees is peaceful to us. Of course, we have music piped in, and if you get close enough out here, or you sit out here on this little bench we have in the garden, you can hear the water. From the little girl watering,
chimes and the water just adds to that.
It's to us. It was a whole, trying to put the whole thing together, and it's a labor of love, but it takes a long time to get it to a maturity where it'll look.
Well, and I think you were lucky to start with these wonderful trees.
We had the big trees
to get the shade. I noticed as we moved to the back, it was much cooler,
yes,
so that helps create that wonderful living space.
Of course, it was quite by accident we even came to this place. I mean, like I said, we were married here years ago, and then the house was on the market and it was off the market, and we had bought lots to build a new place out by the country club, and one Saturday morning Patty said, we ought to just go by there and see if she'd sell us a place. And I knocked on the door and asked her if she'd sell the house, and she said, I told my mother yesterday that the only way I'd sell this is if somebody knocked on the door.
Oh, how funny.
So
wonderful.
we knocked on the door, and we wound up buying it back.
And I know you've put a lot of work into the landscape as well, the living space, outdoor living space, and then the landscape surrounding it, I think just plays into that tranquility and that connectivity. The living spaces are connected, and all the exterior spaces are really woven together. I see it like a tapestry kind of.
Because of the the windows and all the French doors on the back, we tried to pull that green inside. That was our idea, and we think it works. It works for us, and it seems like everybody that comes enjoys it. And that's what we wanted to do.
Well, it certainly is a wonderful little oasis. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
We've enjoyed it.